we move on to the next session, the presentation by Dr. Kowa Dang Lee, the General Research Manager, Western Highlands Agroforestry Science Institute, WASI. And his topic is about the high production technologies in coffee, the success story of Vietnam. Kindly come up, please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Kowa Dang Lee. And in December 2020 was awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. So he's a highly illustrative personality, has won several awards, and it's over to you straight away. Over to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, here we go. Hello, Bengaluru. My name is Khoa Le from Vietnam. So I'm on behalf of my colleague, Dr. Phan Viet Ha. Gonna tell you about the story of coffee in Vietnam and how coffee in Vietnam produced by those very skilled and knowledgeable farmers in Vietnam. So it could be a good story for people to know about that. With the at the moment, Vietnam, still the second biggest producer in the world. And we are the biggest producer of Robusta. And which is like a coffee and produced with the area of 10,000 hectares. Produce almost 1.9 million metric tons per hectare per years. And the average yield that we got so far, which is up to 2.8 metric tons per hectare. And 80%, more than 80% of our coffee production in Vietnam annual year is for exporting. And we domestically consume about 50 to 20% of our coffee. And the number of the coffee farms in Vietnam certified by some global certification for the sustainable development of coffee is more than 35% of all coffee area in the world, in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, coffee grow mostly in Central Highlands of Vietnam, where you can see the green, the very dark green, further south of Vietnam, which includes 5 different provinces: Lâm Đồng, Đắk Lắk, Đắk Nông, Kon Tum. And we produce both Arabica and Robusta. Arabica, we got just about 40,000 hectares, mostly grow in north of Vietnam, and some province in Central Highlands of Vietnam, Lâm Đồng and Kon Tum, for example. And with the total 710,000 hectares, we produce annually about 1.9 million metric tons. And for the graph, you can see here how the growing area of coffee in Vietnam, it developed years by year. So start with the year 1975, we just have like 75,000 hectares. But now I got back this one. Yes, here we go. Yes, on 1975, we just got about 13,000 hectares. But now, what happened with this one? Sorry about that. Here we go. Yep. Yes, today, we got more than 700,000 hectares compared to the what happened? Yes, compared to the past, 1975, we just have like 13,000, but now we got more than 100,000. And for the average yield, it's up and down. You can see in 2000, we just get like 1.7 metric ton, the metric ton per hectare. That at the time, the price of coffee very low, and then the coffee farmer in Vietnam, we still taking care of coffee, but we not have like the huge investment for coffee plantation. That is the reason why in 2000 and 2005, at that period of time, the coffee yield in Vietnam very low, below the 1.7 metric ton per hectare. But now, when the coffee price going up and the farmer puts a lot of effort, a lot of invest, then the yield of coffee in Vietnam, it increased dramatically. It's up to 2.8 metric ton per hectare. Yes, now we have more than 200 hectares to apply the new farming technology. It's very small number. This number almost certified, totally certified. Sorry, it's totally certified by some certification for the sustainable coffee produced in Vietnam. And for coffee sector in Vietnam, it creates for the work for more than 5.5 million work for the farmer in Vietnam. So, and for coffees, we also have like the program for enhancing the coffee processing and storing for Vietnam. We start with a lot of program to produce more and more specialty coffee, and for the 5 Robusta in particular. Here is some technology, some advanced technology that my institute WASI already created and studied deeply to support the farmer in Vietnam to produce more and more Robusta coffee, the high quality coffee, not just the low quality coffee like in the past. So we apply the grafting technique to rejuvenate the aging coffee plants. And we also apply the new system of watering to do both watering and fertilizing together to reduce the input cost and to increase the yield. In terms of coffee breeding and coffee propagation, we do a lot of research on the breeding to create more and more high quality, high resistant variety of coffee to pest and disease, leprous disease in particular. And almost all of Vietnamese coffee variety is resistant to leprous disease. This type of disease of coffee no longer exists in Vietnam. Yes, in terms of coffee breeding that I mentioned, now we have 13 cultivars of Robusta coffee. Start with the TR. T stands for Tây Nguyên, which means Central Highlands of Vietnam, and R stands for Robusta. So tier 4 up to tier 15 is some variety that's created by my institution, WASI. And we also have local variety called Sánh Lún and Café Dây. It is 2 local variety that created by my local farmer. And it's well recognized for the local area. And we also have one synthesis hybrid variety called TRS1. As I said, TR stands for Robusta created in Central Highland, and S, letter S, is a synthesis. We create this kind of seedling, this kind of variety to produce seedling instead of grafted plant. The synthesis of 4 different Robusta cultivars. We pick up 4 different biggest high yield of TR to grow in the mother garden and let them isolated from other Robusta coffee plantation. Then it can have a cross pollinate together to create TRS1, which is it can get the potential yield of 4.5 and up to 6.5 metric ton per hectare. And TRS1 and all of TR variety of Robusta in Vietnam resistant to the leaf rust disease. For the Arabica, we got over 6 variety, and the yield of Arabica can get the highest yield up to 4.7 metric ton per hectare for Arabica. And for Arabica, Robusta, all of them is resistant to leaf rust disease. Unfortunately, at the moment, nematode disease, the soil-borne disease, still big challenge for coffee in Vietnam. However, we didn't have any material resistant to this kind of disease yet. So we're still working on it. And from the period of time, from 2020 and up to 2025, we will have almost 200,000 hectares need to be rejuvenated or need to be replanted because the aging is almost over 35 years old. So it needs to be replanted or rejuvenated. With the new cultivar of Robusta and new cultivar of Arabica, created directly by WASI, my organization, we would be able to have all of the farmers in Vietnam create their beautiful farm with a high yield, high quality of coffee, of Robusta, of Arabica. And we got a lot of support. I mean, my farmer, my Vietnamese coffee farmer also get a lot of support from government through a lot of program every year. VCOFA, VNSAS, for example. Here I could want to show you some cultivar of Robusta created by my organization, WASI. The TR4, still the biggest one, the most favorite one for farmer because it's got high yield. 7.3 is the potential yield of this variety or cultivar. But some farmer can get up to 10 metric ton per hectare with this variety. They put more invest one, like fertilizer, more irrigating, then they get really high yield, up to 10 metric ton per hectare. It's happened in Vietnam, in Central Highlands. That is the high already recorded in Vietnam. And the great bean, or the score, SCA score, is always above 27. TR9, the other one, also the beautiful variety of Robusta that the coffee farmer in Vietnam truly love. Besides TR4 up to TR12, we have TR14 and TR15, which is really late ripening. It can help the farmer to reduce the labor cost. The labor cost is also a challenge for the Vietnamese coffee farmer during the harvesting time. If ripen at the same time need to be collected, then the farmer could not find the good labor sources to harvest their coffee cherry. Then it becomes a problem for many coffee farmers in Central Highland. than TR14 and TR15. It is an alternative for them to reduce the labor cost. If they have more than 10 hectares, they can grow 5 hectares with tier 4, tier 9, and the rest can with the tier 14 and 15. And both tier 14 and tier 15 still have good yield, more than 4 metric tons per hectare, and also highly resistant to leaf rust disease. And here is the TRS1 that I mentioned, the newest variety that created by my organization, WASI. As I said before, it is a synthesis of 4 different TR. In the garden, we call seedling or mother garden, isolated from the rest of coffee plantation around. And this variety also highly resistant to leaf rust disease. Yeah, here is some Arabica variety. Yeah, I think. Right. Here is some Arabica variety that's created by WASI. Yes, sorry, it's not that one. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's Sanglun and Cafe Zay. Yeah, so sorry. Here is the 2 variety that I said, created by local farmers in Central Highlands of Vietnam. The farmer in Lâm Đồng and Đắk Nông provinces, they create their own variety. It's suitable for the weather condition in Đắk Nông and Lâm Đồng. It still have high yield, but the thing is that some of them is not recognized yet by the government. Because to be approved by government, it needs to go through the process of my institute to do all the tests for other locations, to be able to spread nationally. Then Cafe Zay and Sanglun, at the moment, is still just recognized by local farmers, not recognized nationally. And about Arabica coffee, we also have research on breeding to create a new variety of Arabica. Now we have TN1, TN2, TN1, TN2, TN6, TN7, TN9, and THA1. It is 6 different varieties of Arabica in Vietnam. TN, now TN is totally Vietnamese capital letters. TN means Tây Nguyên, or in English means Central Highlands. So for Arabica, TN, Arabica coffee created by WASI at Central Highlands of Vietnam. That is the name original of the Arabica name. And the yield of Arabica variety that we created is up to 3.5 metric tons per hectare. And the bean size is quite big. And the score, the cupping score, SCA cupping score is quite high, higher than Catimor, the original of Arabica created in Vietnam in the past. Yeah, here is some image and information of the Arabica variety of Vietnam. We have TR7, TR9. Yes. After doing the breeding studies on coffee, both Robusta and Arabica, we do some farming systems, some agricultural practices to improve the yield of Vietnamese coffee as well. Grafting, propagation is the one example. of study that we have done, have achieved to have the farmer in Vietnam. Grafting not just create the new plant for farmer to buy, but also we apply grafting in the aging coffee plantation to rejuvenate that aging coffee farm instead of uprooting and replanting them. For rejuvenating the aging plant, we need to check if the root system is still good or not. If it's good enough for grafting, we can do the grafting for that aging plant. But if the root system is destroyed by disease or something else, we need to replant them. So grafting for creating the grafted plants and also for rejuvenating the aging plants as well. Here is some picture that we do apply the grafting technique to rejuvenate the aging coffee farm. We cut off the trees 13 centimeters from the ground and then waiting for the new shooting coming up. Then the farmer can apply grafting technique to create the new generation of the aging plants. We also have the in vitro plant or tissueculture plant for the farmer to grow. But the only disadvantage of this technique is that really cost, very expensive for farmer to buy and take a long time to have a new plant. It requires almost 2 years to have an in vitro plant to be able to plant in the field. So with that disadvantage, the in vitro plant or tissue plants not exist in Vietnam, but it still need to do something with this one to support the research in laboratory and the greenhouse trials. That's here how we produce the seedlings, the grafted plant to support farmer in Vietnam. In terms of coffee farming techniques, we do have some very good achievement on this area. We do the drip irrigation. We do the sprinkle irrigation in Vietnam. Also, we do a lot of tests on fertilizer. What type of fertilizer is good for coffee in Vietnam? We do a lot, that kind of research to have the farmer in Vietnam. In terms of management pests and disease of coffee, we convinced and recommended, we have done that, to suggest the farmer reduce using pesticide. Instead of using pesticide, using more bioproducts, using more the natural enemy of the pest and disease. Trichoderma, for example, to control the roots, the soil-borne disease, to control some disease on the in the above ground of the plant. So currently we have more than 100,000 hectares already apply ICM, integrated crop management. The benefits from applying ICM, we can create more than 25% of income for farmer. And for helping farmer, my organization, WASI, also do the soil analysis to testing the quality of soil that the farmers in Vietnam would love to check, would love to know how good soil that they have. Based on the results of soil analysis and based on the potential yield of the farm, that farmer collected the soil, we can recommend it, the dose of fertilizer for farmer to use, and also recommended type of fertilizer, recommended the volume of water they need to water during the dry season as well. So that is something that we have been achieved to have farmer in Vietnam. Yet for fertilizing coffee, we do both. The fertilizing into the soil and also use the foliar spraying. And for the fertilizer using as a spraying, WASI, my organization also creates the specific fertilizer just for coffee application only. We call Nu Cafe. Nu, which means nutrition for coffee only, not for another crops. So the farmer can get that kind of fertilizer to spray in their farms. Yeah, that's some kind of technique that farmer already apply through the result that we have done by WASI. We also do the mechanism to apply some technique that we learned from Brazil. We grow the coffee is a normal way that we did and that we have done. But now this one is very new for coffee farmers in Vietnam. So I just show some picture of this kind of cultivating system in Vietnam now. Yeah, so this kind of system is just currently happen in Vietnam. We get some research on that one, and the area for this kind of new system is just around 200 hectares. Yeah. And also we expected in the year 2033 we can get up to more than 100,000 hectares. Hope so. But it really depends on how good it is, and the farmer would love to try it or not. Yes, for the best agricultural practices, we also apply a lot of that kind of practices to have the farmer in Vietnam produce more and more coffee. Yeah, with this one, we can apply some gist to protect the cherry that's collected but get trouble with the weather, rainy for example. Then with this, we can protect the cherry from the rotten of the fungi. You can see here, 3 photos on the top, it apply the gist. And the 3 photos at the bottom, not apply the gist. Then it gets trouble if the rainy coming and the cherry is not dry yet. Then if the farmer applies gist, it can protect the cherry from rotten. So that's kind of the best agricultural practices that we have farmer to protect their cherries. There is some system, cropping system in Vietnam with avocado, with durian, macadamia, avocado, durian a lot. This kind of system have been seen a lot in Vietnam currently. And for post-harvesting technique, we do a lot of research and already have results to have farmer to be able to produce more high-quality coffee to the rest of the world, not just for our consumption, but also for global consumption. Yeah, for drying, we can dry on the cement jar, or we can dry in the plastic glass house. And Yeah, I think that's all I want to tell you about the story of Vietnam in producing coffee for not just for us, for Vietnam consumers, but also for global consumer. And we try to produce more and more good quality coffee bean for the global. Thank you very much for listening. Cảm ơn.
Mr. Kowa, then kindly come back to the system. Yeah. Thank you very much. If any questions are there, he will be available offline after the felicitation and you can have interaction with him. I would request Mr. Partha Prateek Chaudhary, Deputy Director of Coffee Board, Kerala, to kindly felicitate Dr. Kowa Dangli. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause. We have two more sessions here after this. Thank you very much. And